Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Hello, this is Divine Sunshine, your soul therapy specialist. So if we're talking about the divine masculine energies that are in the twin flame dynamic, and that means that's the one that's out there in the world, their leadership, totally different than we're talking about the divine feminine energies in their spirituality. The divine feminine energies in their spirituality is pretty much out there really dealing with the shadow work that I talked about, really understanding that she's got to deal with some things, those last minute things of cleaning out what's still left there, say the residue, okay? And so that's pretty much where we truly are right there in the feminine energies. But where the struggle is, and they're telling me, is with the divine masculine energies, and the word is confusion. The divine masculine energies, when I tapped into them and I was like, okay, maybe I want to do a divine masculine love letter, and this might morph into that. However, at this point, what they are saying is that there's some confusion. I'm hearing them saying it's some confusion as to where do I go. It's some confusion as to how do I go about doing this. I'm open and I'm receptive and I'm ready. I'm seeing them showing me a flea jar with the top open, understanding that yes, I do feel that it's open, but a part of me feels as if I'm still jumping right there to that level where the jar top used to be. But at the same time, there's a realization to say, hey, I can go beyond this. The sky is the limit. But the confusion is, how do I go about doing that? That is why it's important for us as divine feminines there for us to be able to do and clear out that stuff, because some of that gunk and that stuff that we're dealing with is also kind of clearing up. They say clearing, it needs to clear up the mud. That's what I heard him saying, the muck, all of that stuff there, because that's going to help on the other side with our divine counterparts or our cohorts as well. And so they're saying, they're not saying about that, saying I'm open. Some of those ones that's right there close to union saying, I hear your gifts. Yeah, I heard a chime. I hear your gifts. I understand it. Yes, I am receptive to it. Before I was like, this is a whole bunch of heebie-jeebies, whatever that you're doing. And they're saying, yes, they do. They are at a point that they're receptive and they're understanding this, because at this point, you too are leveling up and understanding the gifts that you're bringing to the table. And it's because you're honoring your gifts, they're learning how to honor it as well. And you're like, yes, I am the real McCoy. So there's no more getting rid of that imposter syndrome that you're having with them. If you're finding that your counterparts, when you talk to them, or you feel like that there's a thing of receptivity there's an understanding that the divine counterpart is reflecting what's going on with you. Now, this morning when I woke up, and I even asked the DM, and I was like, you know what? I said, were you washing up? And you were looking in the mirror and you're talking to yourself, and he's like, no, I wasn't talking. Sometimes I think he lying, but anyway, you're like, just go on ahead and just make me feel good. Thank you. See, even the divine chiming and saying he lying. Thank you. He didn't say that. He was like this. But my thing is like, just go with me. So okay, let's go and let's say if this was like a message from the card. The divine masculine is in the process of looking at themselves in the reflection, and they're having a talk within themselves about what's going on, because I actually see myself looking up at my divine masculine like I was water in the sink, and I was looking from that point of view at him. He's like, I don't own that, and I don't go to sleep in that, and you know. And I was like, okay, we ain't even gonna go on that t-shirt. Anytime I see a t-shirt that reminds me of that card there, which is temperance, that's what he had on. White t-shirt and gray pants. And that's the Temperance card has that. And that, what deck is this? The Light Seer. Okay. And I don't know, man, that's going to take all day for me. No, it's not. Here it is right here. You can't tell me. There it is right here. This is what he had on. So, the DM is right now trying to balance out things, but like I said, they're confused. I do that because I have to show you all what I'm talking about with that. And so this is where they are. They're trying to balance out. So we got the moon here, which is the illusion part here, okay? And then you got the sun here, which again is providing nourishment, energy, energizing things. Sun can burn things up. So there is a balance of them understanding again the light and the dark, the shadow, the illusions, the intuition, the awareness, the potentiality that sun is able to bask and give prosperity and abundance to everything that's under the sun, being able to have everything. And I'm trying to balance these two things, but there's confusion here. But at the same time here we see him being angelic like, understanding that I am divine, understanding and respecting the spirituality that's being shown to him through his cohort or his counterpart as well. So there is now a respect. How am I doing that? Because you're respecting it, and then that causes me to respect it within myself, which causes me to actually look in the mirror at myself and truly see what is going on and have that talk, that dialogue with myself. Instead of me just co-signing for everything and anything, it was actually that. And so this is where the divine masculines are. There is some confusion. It's confusion about where to start and how to go about it. Because that's why I was like, is divine masculine confused? And it's like, yes. But it's like a confusion of a confusion of a lot of fusion of a lot of energies that's going on there. And it might look like orchestrated, they're saying orchestrated chaos, which means it's orchestrated. Or it could be, again, some people say it's a method to my madness as well, disguised as that. So again, you can't right now, for you all that might be in communications or not with your DM, do not, and I repeat, do not go by what is being shown to you on the outside. There are some things that are going on and they're telling me that's behind the scenes that really like the lotus, that if you would look at the lotus flower and things, there's growth that's going on, but the waters are so murky, muddy, that you cannot be able to know specifically what is going on there. Because when you talk to them, it seems like, hey, they look like they going through the same cycle of stuff. Say, I don't see nothing different going on here. You look like you still co-signing for the same mess. What's going on? So you can't really start naming it, and we've got to watch our mouths too as well of how we go about doing that. But right now the divine masculine are at the point where they are at temperance. They're working, but they're looking at the mirror, at the man in the mirror. Like Michael said, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, you better look yourself and make the change. Na 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 na. So you got to make the change, okay? So in the divine masculine energies, understanding that, hey, I got to make the change. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I understand I got to make the change. What it is I got to do is some temperance, but I am confused as to how the steps I need to go about doing it. And it starts from the confusion, but the confusion there, again, is just like how all world and how we are in this planet now, which is, again, the world, according to the Big Bang, started off with chaos, and then out of that formed light and darkness and the creatures and the flying things and the birds and the water, creatures of the water, all of that stuff. So again, I would say to the divine masculine energies, do not be afraid of the shadow work where you got to go up there and upturn, because the shadow represents the darkness, just like they say, out of darkness came the light. All of those things that's going on in the divine masculine energy, whether in the female or male body, do not worry about that. I know I talked to somebody else and it was talking about their counterpart, and I was like, in the divine masculine energies, it seems like to me that they're just emotionally swept up. Some of them, they are. There's different levels, but right now it seems like it's looking at the man in the mirror. Understand there's some confusion about it. They wanting to do it, but again, it's like, how do I go about the steps to do that? Again, that's why I cannot stress. And I seen on K Moon, she came out with her stuff today, according to what I seen. But I had already told you about the shadow work in union, and I seen out of all of the videos, that one was kind of less looked at. And you need to look at the union one too, to tell you about how we got to do that in order to have union with ourselves. You've got to do the work. There is no, for the millenniums and whoever that wants this instant stuff, this is not, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, this is not the way you go about to have that union. This is not no quick fix. This ain't no microwave the food and it's ready and you got a fabulous 10-course meal and you nuke it, and in 20 minutes you got a 10-course meal already done. This is not that type of a journey. It takes a process, and it takes a lot of you looking at yourself. And so again, this is where we are. So divine feminines, those of you all that are serious about union, you've got to upturn and look at every nook and cranny. What's the thing we was doing? No stone left unturned, because I'm teaching the kids about idioms. This is where we are, and there's something about all those idioms. It kept on, like, no stone left unturned. I'm like, what do? You know what that means? And it was like, you just keep on until it's just no more. So you've got to look at everything. You got to look at everything. Is it underneath here? Is underneath here? Do not fight against those people who come and tell you, if they're showing you, the baby's showing you, the dog is telling you, person on the street is telling you something, so they don't know me, they don't know nothing about me. And if they tell you about something that seems like it's a thing for you to self-correct, then open yourself up to be able to listen to that as well. Because I feel, and I've said that before in other videos, that some of us feel like, hey, I'm divine, I know everything, and you don't. And they're still, and I can hear somebody saying, I'm very open on this thing, but there are some subjects, and let's be honest, and I can throw myself out there too, there are some subjects that people talk about, and that's off limits. It's touchy. You think you the expert of it, and you don't want to hear anybody giving you any 22 cents added on to it. If it's chime, it's divine, so it's talking to me too. And went back again. You got jokes today. So he went back. Say amen. That's right. So my thing is, we are not exempt, because we're divine, from people telling us about, hey, you missed the spot. You might say, I've been at this while. No, look, you missed the spot. So if somebody does come along to you in their own way and tell you missed the spot, open yourself up and say, okay, look, if this is going to help me to get that one step closer to the union, I will go back into my vault and look it up and make sure that it's not one spot that source or God is not being present in here to help me to fix this. Ask your angels, ask your guides. This is where we are. Bring people in my life that will help me to be able, so I can get that much faster to be in union about where we are. Go to my Patreon. I put a nice message for Patreon people only. I gave you a secret key to selling you what is key, almost like Janet Jackson. Gave you a secret key as to what is Spirit has brought to me. That told me a message for the Patreon people about what it is for them. I tapped right into their spirit about what is that one key that they have overlooked and they did not see. So if you're interested in joining my Patreon there, go to www.patreon.com/Rays of Sunshine and sign up to be a part of that. You can be a part of that for, I think that's $7. Right, for $7 for that you get messages. $14.21. Yeah, it's all that things are 7. Right. So you can get that if you just want the messages, and those are the exclusives. I do not share that on YouTube on there because I know that if you are on Patreon, that means you are serious about getting the keys and doing the work. This one here is just, I give you GPS and a little bit of the things that you need, your keys on here as well. But that's where the serious work takes place, in the Patreon, in the Rays of Sunshine. Okay. Also, those of you all that's maybe interested in that, for the ones that are in my Patreon people, I will be dropping this week. I put in your channel message there for that extra exclusive channel message that Spirit gave me to you about that. So go please check your Patreon. And then also I will be dropping the channel to hypnosis ones for those in union for my 2-tier people. That's $14, and then we'll get a class, and I'm waiting for Spirit to tell me specifically what it is that he wants me to do, or they want me to do. The powers that be, not the one that you all call that. The powers to be is, again, be means being, existence, all power, presence. You all have taken that into the 3D world, and that's not what I'm using it for, and that's not how it should be really used either, as well. But that's fine. They chime in, they very vocal today. They like, no, y'all don't want to put the powers to be like the government. That ain't really what that's supposed to be for. But anyway, so they're speaking. They say that's true. That's not what, and it doesn't matter even they say what you call them. But that's a nice way of segueing it is. They don't have no specific name. Nothing has a really true name and power, a name to it at all. We just name it. So that's it. And so again, for that one, also check out my the Doubling Down for Love event that's going to be on 6/6. It's virtual. It will happen at 2 p.m. Central on this channel, Divine Unisouls 11, and you don't have to register this time. It's just going to be free and open. We got a lot of lovely guests that are coming talking. Sean Barker, April Williams, Kathy D, Benita, young lady Angel Simmons. She's going to come back. That's talking about, they has the book about the truth about narcissistic abuse. And then also Deborah, sorry, why I say that, I know better than that. Deborah Risper is going to be back on here, talk about falling in love with your business. So those of you all that want to be able to be entrepreneurs, she has a whole constant stream of ways in which you can create a business off an idea. So she's going to be here as well too. So I believe in giving you the keys on this channel, but I believe you in also doing the work too, to be able for you to have those keys, and so it can be able to create that change within your life as well. So that's my contribution to you all as well, to make sure that you got the stuff that's needed in the materials, so you can be able to elevate and to maintain and ascend to your next level. And then also I announced on here several things too. Right, the playground experience will be moving on March the 16th to their own channel as well. And then also I have my own podcast called Divinely Speaking as well. That is found on Spotify, Apple. I'm missing another one. iHeartRadio as well. That's found on there too as well. I have a whole different message. I don't carry on the same messages that I have on here. I do it on there as well, and I do that weekly. Okay, so I am serious about giving the keys out, and that one is for more so not just Twin Flame, but it's for everybody, to help them to get the keys, because I've been instructed to be able to go into that direction too as well, not just be Twin Flame, because we have to learn to get ready to prepare everybody to be divine here on this light work. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, Namago. And I'll be talking to you real soon. All right then, until next time.